There is an Easter egg that gets you 64,000 points in Black Ops 6 Zombies, so I'm going to show you exactly how to do it along with 20 other pro tips and tricks for Black Ops 6 Zombies, including multiple Easter egg step tricks where you can skip entire steps, make steps a lot easier, and the ultimate way to strategize both maps with certain side Easter eggs. There is so much packed into this video, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy, as let's first show you how to get 64,000 points for free on Terminus. Now, this trick was just recently discovered by Nannycos on Twitter, where through an incredible combination of side Easter eggs and drops, you can convert the basketball Easter egg on Terminus that usually gives you 2,000 points into 64,000 points. To usually complete this basketball Easter egg, you need to be standing on these boxes, specifically outside of the jug room. And you're going to be shooting a basketball that's on the roof, and you want to specifically aim here in order to hit it. Now, the only difference with this is what weapon you use to activate the basketball Easter egg, because for some reason, if you specifically use the ASG shotgun Pack-a-Punched, and make sure it doesn't have slug rounds as an attachment, whenever you shoot this shotgun, it's actually shooting 8 pellets in one tight spread. And when those pellets hit the basketball, for some reason, the game thinks you've hit it 8 times at the same time. And instead of giving you 2,000 points, it's actually going to give you 16,000 points. Now, that's not quite the same as 64,000. So how do you get 64,000? Well, naturally, if you spawned a double points drop as you're picking up those points, you will now be picking up 32,000 points in total. But if you then combine this by completing the Cursed Talisman side Easter egg and have that active on your character, that grants you double points for the remainder of the game. So then if you go ahead and shoot the basketball with the shotgun, then pop a double points either through a gobble gum or by planting a C4 down by the double points power up and activating it as you're about to pick up these points, as you'll see, you will now be picking up 64,000 points in total. This is one of the most insane tricks that I've ever seen in Zombies, and by doing this, you're going to automatically get the Yo-Ho-Ho Dark Ops calling card to get 20k essence without getting hit with the Cursed Talisman. You might see Easter egg speedruns on this map completely change because of this trick, and I can't recommend doing this trick enough. It's insane. But another insane trick is skipping an entire Easter egg step on Terminus, and this is how to skip the shipwreck lockdown. And all you need to do is when you get inside the shipwreck and pick up the first node canister, throw a shock charge down on the trapdoor that shuts, and for some reason, when it kills a zombie, that shocking ability opens the door again, completely bypassing the lockdown. If you're attempting this Easter egg solo, this is a massive skip, as this can be quite a tricky step if you aren't using the correct weapons. But another tricky step on solo is the bomb defusal step. Thankfully, unlike in co-op, you can actually save your progress on these defuses in solo, but a massive secret is to use smoke grenades during this step. Not many people know about this, but when you throw down a smoke grenade and stand in the middle of it, the zombies literally run away from you, and this lasts for nearly double the length of time as a decoy. If you throw these down at each of the bomb steps, then you can defuse the bomb entirely in smoke without a single zombie hitting you, and is such an awesome tip to make this easier on solo. And if you wanted to take this even further, then you can actually have smoke grenades on your weapon, as all assault rifles have a smoke grenade underbarrel attachment that can hold up to 3 smokes each. So combine that with the 2 smoke grenades that you can hold, you can have up to 5 smoke grenades at once. And what makes this even better is that because it's part of your weapon, if you get a max ammo or replenish your ammo at the ammo box, this replenishes the smoke grenades too. So you'll definitely want to consider putting this attachment on to have even more smoke grenades. Now, one of the hardest Easter egg steps for Liberty Falls as a solo player is doing the valve step, as naturally you can't use a weapon whilst you're cranking the water valve. But there is an incredible trick that allows you to use your weapon during this step, and to do this, all you have to do is get a mangler cannon, which you'd naturally have anyway to get one of the jet gun parts. The mangler cannon has to have only 1 shot left. All you need to do is walk up to the valve, shoot the final shot of the mangler cannon, and as your character's putting it away, hold down your interact to begin the water valve, and your character should now bring out their primary weapon. As long as you keep holding down the interact button, you can continuously shoot your weapons whilst adding progress to the valve. If you let go of the interact button, the valve will pause, and if you start it again, you won't have your weapons out, so just make sure to not let go of that button until it's complete. But such an awesome Easter egg step skip for solo. so. Now, another side Easter egg you'll want to do every time on Liberty Falls is the Falling Bodies Easter egg, which is by throwing a lethal or tactical grenade up to this skull that's at the top left of the church. But the trick is you'll want to activate this after round 10, because if you do that, it will guarantee to drop a blue ether tool, allowing you to completely skip 2 weapon rarity upgrades that you would be spending your salvage on, which instead allows you to continue saving for that so you can get your gun to legendary rarity a lot earlier in the game. Now, one of the most frustrating weapons to get camo challenges done for is the GS45 pistols, because when they are upgraded, they are incredible, but you can't get critical kills with. And a really useful tip is to buy these off the wall as a secondary weapon and keep in your back pocket, and don't pack-a-punch them. And whenever you're playing a game and you get an insta-kill power-up, get these pistols out and fire them and get as many kills and criticals as possible to count towards that camo grind. It's really hard not to pack-a-punch them, but that is the only way you're going to be able to get the camos done. Now, with all the previous tips for Terminus, the solo Terminus boss fight can still be very difficult if you are a new player or not using the right loadout, but there is one score streak that you can bring in that is going to make this absolutely insane, and that is a mutant injection. Now, depending on what round you go into the boss fight on is how much damage that scales when you use this thing against the final boss. I've heard people use this the moment they go into the boss fight, and it literally takes the boss down to its final phase. But in my own experience, I went into the boss fight on round 101, and on the final phase where it has its wipe attack, I activated the mutant injection, and I managed to do over 130,000 damage, which took it out in literally 2 shots. But this next tip is how to literally double your damage in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and that's by activating a specific augment for Deadshot Daiquiri called Dead First, where you deal double critical damage if an enemy is at full health. If you combine this with some of the most powerful weapons in the game, you are able to take out some elite zombies like Manglers, and potentially even Abominations in 1 to 2 shots. And with this doubling your weapon's damage, it should allow you to take down zombies a lot quicker in the later rounds. It is easily one of the most overpowered augments to have equipped right now. But what you may not realize is that at all times you are carrying a weapon that is capable of taking out zombies with a one-hit kill infinitely on any round, that being your dedicated melee weapon. We all spawn in with the knife, but we always forget to use it. But if you upgrade its rarity to legendary and pack-a-punch it to level 3 and have melee macchiato, this makes the knife a one-knife kill against zombies to any round. Now, this might not sound all that useful, but if you pair this with an augment for Ether Shroud, where when you activate it, it brings out a knife, and every successful knife kill increases your time in Ether Shroud, this is an incredible pairing to be able to revive teammates in co-op, and is a very viable strategy for the high rounds. Now, I would never advise you focusing on this and upgrading it and pack-a-punching it over a normal bullet weapon, but when you get into the high rounds on this game, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of leftover points, and you might as well pack-a-punch the knife at that point and upgrade its rarity. But what seems like a pretty pointless weapon is actually one of the best in the entire game if you know how to use it. Now, another really good augment unlock for quick revive is the ability to give you Dying Wish, where if you get a kill while you are downed, you'll be instantly revived, and it won't use your self-revive, but you only have 3 uses of this within 1 game. However, if you're playing a solo game, you can actually reset how many Dying Wish limits you have left by simply saving and quitting. And when you reload into the game, for some reason, when you reload your save, your Dying Wish limits will be completely reset. I don't know how long this is going to work until Treyarch fix this, but this will now make it even easier for you to go to high rounds without having to waste your self-revives. Now, my next trick is something that a lot of players don't realize, but there are tons of Easter eggs on both maps that give you a really good reward at the end, such as a free perk, with one of those being the Whack-A-Mole Easter egg on Terminus. But what many don't realize is that you can actually reactivate this Easter egg the following round. All you have to do is simply look around the island where these crabs are going to respawn, and if you melee them, you can go ahead and play the game again. Now, depending on how many crabs you hit within the 30 seconds will dictate the items that you're going to get from this Easter egg. If you do well the first time round, you're almost guaranteed to get a free perk can, but on the second attempt, you won't be given anything as insane as that, but you can be given a ton of free salvage, another random reward, or you could get trolled and the crabs won't give you anything at all. And my next tip also applies over on Liberty Falls, where the car Easter egg to get a free weapon with Mr. Peaks inside can also be repeated across all 3 cars. Once you've found the car that has Mr. Peaks inside, simply shoot it with a Mangler cannon, or get a Mangler to shoot it, or use a mutant injection, and it's going to pop out out a free weapon. But if you wait 3 to 4 rounds after, you'll notice that Mr. Peaks will have respawned in one of the other 2 car locations, and you can simply repeat the Easter egg again at the chance of getting another free weapon from this Easter egg. And then 4 rounds later, you can repeat this Easter egg again for the final car location. And as long as all 3 cars remain perfectly intact throughout the game and don't get destroyed by zombies, explosives, or by yourself at any point, then the Mr. Peaks Easter egg can be repeated, giving you 3 chances of getting the jet gun for free. Another side Easter egg that you should be doing every game on Liberty Falls is the red orb Easter egg. And in order to activate this, you need to throw 3 Semtex grenades into this red swimming pool that is just outside the map by the bowling alley. You can access this from the side that I'm showing you or from the opposite side where the workbench is. Once 3 Semtexes have been thrown, a red orb will spawn out of the swimming pool pretty shortly after, dropping you a random reward set of salvage. And for doing about 5 seconds of work, this is a nice free upgrade to your salvage that should help you get to your next rarity a little bit quicker. But if you ever get a chopper gunner score streak to drop from elites, then you need to also do the newfound graveyard Easter egg. Over on Main Street, there is a barrel on top of a wall that needs to be shot using the chopper gunner. So activate the chopper gunner score streak and shoot down exactly where you're seeing me do here in this video. That is going to shoot open a barrel where a shovel is going to fall out, and it will be waiting for you on the platform before the LR762 wall by. As you can see, the shovel is right there. There won't be an interact prompt for you to pick it up, but if you hold your interact, you'll pick it up, and then you can make your way over to the graveyard, and you can dig up the graves of every single gravestone here with the chance of getting some free loot in the form of salvage, some points, even some legendary weapons, but there's also a chance that it's just going to dig up a load of zombies. This can only be attempted by 1 player in the game, and this can only be done once per game. Now, another side Easter egg that you should be doing every time you're playing the map Terminus is going ahead and opening every single chest that you can find underwater across all of the islands. There are 10 of these in total, including some chests in the biolab, and then around every one of the main islands that you can go to, including the shipwreck. But if you open all 10 chests around the map successfully, you'll be granted with a free perk can Easter egg. And some of the things you can find in these chests are very, very powerful, such as legendary ether tools, salvage points, and even free random perk cans. So it's definitely worth doing. Now, one of the hardest Dark Ops challenges in Black Ops 6 involves you getting to round 20 without taking any damage. And naturally, that is a very, very hard challenge. But right now, there is a very easy way to cheese this, and you definitely want to be doing this sooner rather than later, as Treyarch might fix this. But all you need to do is join in on a friend's game who was on round 19, and when you're spectating, have your friend finish the round. When they do, you'll spawn in on round 20, and because you are on round 20 without taking any damage, you will automatically earn the social distancing Dark Ops challenge right there and then. Again, I doubt this is going to work for much longer, so you definitely want to do it before Treyarch fix it. Now, a really fun and quick tip is how to skip the perk drinking animations so that you have your weapons out fully and don't have to ever risk dying whilst drinking your perks. And to do this, all you need to do is simply dolphin dive in front of the perk machine as you're buying it, and your character will completely skip the animation whilst they're diving. This is also a great 2-in-1 because you also get the 100 points bonus change side Easter egg that you can do on every perk machine to get a free 100 points. Now, one of the most frustrating things in Black Ops 6 Zombies in the high rounds is how long the special rounds take. As no joke, Parasite and Vermin rounds take about 5 minutes to complete because they spawn in so slowly, and there is so many of them. Breaking down the maths, whatever round number you're on is pretty accurate to how many of those you're gonna have in that round. But this tip allows you to completely skip the Vermin rounds, converting that round back into just zombies, which for the high rounds is going to save you so much time. And in order to skip the rounds, all you need to do is simply save and quit on the round. And when you reload into that game, the round will instantly be a normal zombies round. And you can play on for a good few rounds before the game will try to start another special round. And then you can just simply repeat this trick again to keep skipping the special rounds. And for the final tip in this video is to how to use the beam smasher effectively as possible, because some of you might not be using it to its full potential. The right trigger shoots a laser, but the left trigger mesmerizes the zombies and slows them down, but also makes them a lot weaker, making the laser a lot more powerful. But the ultimate effective method is to combine this with the GS45 pistols Pack-a-Punch. You'll be able to wipe out an entire horde of 24 zombies with just a few shots. Combining these two weapons together is the best way for you to get to high rounds on Terminus. And what's so great is that these pistols are on the wall in both maps in the spawn room, and combined is the ultimate way to use this wonder weapon over on Terminus. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something that you didn't know before. If you did, let me know in the comments and by dropping the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing because I'm dropping tons more tips and tricks videos like this that I'd hate for you to miss. If you want to see a video on the top 10 best weapons to use in Black Ops 6 Zombies, look no further. This video is here on your screen, so click that and I'll be with you in just a moment.